In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this hip pack and how I have it set up for a civilian SERE survival grab-and-go bag. Stick around. So I recently picked up this hip pack from a company called Amheh Tactical. They're kind of a new company on the market. You may be seeing a lot of these guys on Instagram and YouTube, and they have some very cool products. And what's nice about it is their stuff is being manufactured in Thailand. It seems to be a lot better quality than some of the other budget-friendly bags out there. And they do have an office in Vancouver, so you know, they seem to be a pretty reputable company, and I've been pretty fortunate to have them sponsor a giveaway for me. So they sent me this hip pack, and I thought, well, this is a good opportunity to load this thing up for a very specific purpose. Now, hip packs, I feel, really are probably the best way to go for a survival bag, and I've reviewed a lot of different ones, some pre-made ones that I've put together. And they are always a fantastic way of having all those survival and first aid essentials on you. That way, if you get separated from your larger backpack or rucksack, the bag that's going to contain all those items like shelter and food and clothing, you still have the bare essentials to get you by and get you to the next point. And that's the whole purpose of a survival kit, is to keep you alive, keep you moving, and get you either to rescue or to where you need to be. So this one I have loaded up specifically for a grab-and-go bag that I can keep in my vehicle to help supplement my bug-out or get-home bag. And this has essential first aid items as well as essential survival items. So we're covering all the basics of land navigation, signaling, first aid, water purification, fire starting, and even a little bit of shelter. So there's a little bit of everything in here. Let's go through it. Front pocket, I keep my backup tool. I always want to have a backup knife. Of course, I'm going to be carrying a pocket knife on me. I might even have a belt knife with me in my pack, but having a backup pocket knife, I think, is the way to go. This is from Marbles, and this is a reproduction of the U.S. Army pocket knife, which is a fantastic design. I've had this one for a while. It works perfectly, has all the same tools as the regulation Army pocket knife. It even has that fantastic awl or punch. And then on mine, I've added a little glow-in-the-dark lanyard bead. That way I can find this thing in case I drop it. And that goes nicely in this front pocket so I can get to this quickly. The next pocket back here, this is primarily navigation and signaling. I have a nice little pen light. This is from a company called, let's see, Tackware. I think I got this on Amazon, maybe. These little pen lights are very handy because you can actually put these on the bill of your baseball cap or your boonie cap. They clip on easily, and then that way you don't have to carry a dedicated headlamp. And of course, this has a very small footprint, but it's very bright. And then when you add a diffuser to it, it makes for a very nice little light to read maps by at night. And then that diffuser actually glows in the dark. Back here, I have a military issue panel marker. This is from one of the aviation kits. So this is just a signal panel in a very lightweight kind of plastic material. Of course, I have a whistle for signaling, and then I've also thrown on this large or extra large can opener. This is the GI style can opener, but it's the bigger one. Another signaling device is this signal mirror from ESEE Knives. Now this one has a protective sticker on it, and what you do is you peel that off when you're ready to utilize it. That way you're not scratching up your mirror. And since this isn't an item that I use all the time, I just keep it in this case and I keep that protective sticker on there. That way it's always ready to go. Next item is this really fantastic little notebook kit that I got from ESEE Knives. This is their Any Weather paper notebook. So this is very similar to Write in Rain. You can write on this, and it's waterproof paper. And you got a nice little notebook here, right? But the cool feature on this thing is that on the back of it here, you have all these cards. And we have grid readers. We have different cards that show you how to do ground-to-air signals, how to determine approximate distance across a river, determining distance traveled, and then even going over the basis of topo map symbols, and there's some cheat sheets in here as well, how to read a UTM grid reader with a GPS or a topo map. So very handy little items to have, because of course, even though you should be training on this stuff all the time and should have a basic knowledge of it before you go out in the field, sometimes it's nice to have these backups to remind you, especially in stressful situations where maybe you're not thinking clearly, or there are people in your group that you can hand this to and have them study it and bone up on it. So I really like this little kit. It goes beyond just having a basic notebook. It actually has some very good reference material that I can utilize. And of course, with all that map reading stuff, we're going to want to have a compass. And this is a Sunto wrist compass. I've had very good luck with this. It seems to do very well. I haven't developed any bubbles in it. It works perfectly, and it even has a little bit of a sighting. Even has a little bit of a sighting window built into it. So very handy and lightweight. Doesn't take up a lot of room. On the top of this waist pack, there is a bungee cord retention, and this is a perfect place to put a tourniquet. Now this one is all staged and ready to go. I've got it opened up. I've got the tab out a little bit. So you notice here, it's not moving. It's not coming out easily. This is very secure until I need it, and I think having a tourniquet just makes a lot of sense. On the back of this pack, there is MOLLE built into this, or webbing that you can actually attach this to a larger backpack if you want to. The belt does come off. There is buckles on each side, so you can actually take the belt off, and then this just becomes a pouch. Back here, we have a very large open pouch. Now, what I would do with this is, when I'm getting ready to leave my vehicle and head out, or walking away from camp or whatever, I would grab any maps that I have or any documents that I need to secure, and I would put them back here. This is a perfect place for that. That way they're against my body, they're protected, but I can access them easily. Moving to the inside, a pretty generous pocket. I believe this bag is rated at like 3 liters, something like that, 3.5. There is a slip pocket in the back, and in here I have the survival blanket from SOL. This is a 1 to 2 person blanket, windproof, waterproof, and there are actual survival instructions printed on the blanket. So you always want to be able to maintain body temperature and also get out of the rain and the cold, and this will help you do that. Then we have a water purification kit. I have aqua tabs, and then I have 1 liter whirl bags that I can drop a tab into and treat dirty water with. And I keep them in a nice little heavy duty plastic Ziploc bag to protect it. Then I have a basic first aid kit. This has sunscreen, insect protection cream. There is a little razor in there. There are some small pads. There is Band-Aids. There's a tick ID card, a tick key. There's some butterfly bandages. So a variety of items to help treat minor wounds and to also get rid of ticks, because that is always such an issue in the field. Down at the bottom of the bag, I keep a hunk of 550 cord. I also keep a small hunk of bank line, a glow stick, and then this little Frontier water filter is kind of a nice little emergency filter that supplements the water treatment tablets and bags that I have, because with this I can actually put this hose on this and drink directly from a dirty water source quickly. So if I need to grab water very quickly because I'm on the move, this is what this is for. And then the water tablets, or the purification tablets with the bags, that's for treating more water for down the road. But this is my immediate need water filter. And I'll put links to some of this stuff below in my Amazon store if you guys are interested. Then the last component in this kit is in this waterproof bag. This is a little bag called an aloe sack. Very nice, a little bit heavier duty than a Ziploc. I have a lot of different sizes of these, and I keep all of my repair materials and fire making equipment in this bag. And here is some Kevlar trip line, perfect for sewing, fishing, repair, whatever you need to do with it. 80-pound test, and there's about 75 feet on here. I also keep a couple different types of wire. So we have brass wire, which is good, of course, for trap making, and then braided wire, which is also great for that, but better for repair. So a couple different types of wire. A ferro rod. Gorilla tape. Of course, having a Bic lighter is a fantastic item to have, but putting it in one of these Exotac fire sleeves, I think, is just a really great idea, because so the rubber tab actually is holding the button down, and now if you're trying to build a fire, you can get that under there and you don't have to hold that button the whole time. Having your finger close to the flame just makes it a lot easier to work with. And then when you're done, just pull that off. And then of course it has a protective cap, keeps everything nice and sealed. Along with fire making, I always like to have some type of metal container. The Altoids tin is perfect for making char material. And what I do is I have a cut up bicycle inner tube that is, of course, a flame extender right there, tinder in itself. And then inside the tin, I've got some fat wood. I have some man-made tinders, and then underneath all that, I have some char cloth that I've already made, so I can use that to get a tinder bundle going. But then once all this material is exhausted, I can use the tin to make more char material. That way, I've always got a way of starting a fire along with that fire steel. And then the last item I have is a wire saw. Now, a lot of people will, really crap all over these wire saws, and yes, there are some really bad ones. This is actually a American-made wire saw that is issued in the Air Force pilot survival kits. It is a lot more superior than some of the junky ones. It actually has teeth on it. You can feel it. You can cut yourself with that. If you do the right technique, these won't break, but you have to watch what you're doing. And of course, you can use it as a wire saw on itself with your hands, or you can make an improvised bow saw. But you might as well have some type of tool with you that can cut larger pieces of wood if you need to. There's nothing wrong with one of these. You just need to know how to use them properly. So there's some of the items out on the table so you guys can see this stuff. Like I said before, I think these hip packs are always such a great idea for survival kits. Easily grab and go. You can always have them on you. They're not in a backpack that can be separated from you. It's on you. This is actually on your body, and it's easily accessible. And then, of course, if you need to take it with you, or let's say hand it off to somebody else, it's easy to do because it's all contained. and I like to have basic first aid items as well as basic survival items in these kits. Of course, I always carry a more extensive first aid kit with me, and as always, I'm going to have a larger backpack that's going to have my food, my shelter, clothing, rain gear, all that kind of stuff. But the essentials for surviving, for starting fires, for repairing things, for staying warm, this is a perfect little bag for that, and I think it's going to work out pretty well for me. All right, guys, if you like this video, do me a favor and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can get updated when new videos are released. I try to release a video at least once a week. Also, if you're interested, do me a favor, go down in the description down below, and if you'd like to buy a Prepared Wanderer PVC Velcro patch, these are for sale in my Big Cartel website. There's also another Velcro patch that is a cloth patch, and then I have some stickers as well. These are in the store, and I will get these shipped out to you just as soon as I can, and that helps support me and the channel. And then as well as Amazon links down below for some of this stuff. There'll be a link down below for the Amheh waste pack. This is the St. Helens waste pack, 3.5 liters. So check out their website for some other great gear. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.